Mark the time. This is when it starts to slide off into the abyss.
New Orleans. It's a singular American experience. Ease into the Big Easy for yourself. Sip Sazeracs with ghosts in the legendary French Quarter. Feast in the Garden District on James Beard award-winning coastal Louisiana cuisine. Witness the power of art to preserve history and pave the future of this great city. Sway to the sounds of American music at the legendary Jazz and Heritage Festival. And don't miss the beignets. Visit NOLA and take it all in. The tastes, the sounds, the history, and even the ghosts. There are local chefs who have long been the faces for grocery aisle Cajun seasonings. Think the late Chef Prudhomme and Chef Emeril Lagasse. But it's women chefs working in the city who are defining its flavors and dishes today. We took in two of the city's top dining experiences. First, Compère Lapin. French for Buddy Rabbit, this spot in the Warehouse Arts District is helmed by Top Chef alum Nina Compton, and both Eater and CNN have dubbed it as one of America's best restaurants. Drawing from her childhood in San Lucia, Chef Compton fuses Caribbean and New Orleans flavors. Blackened pig ears with smoked aioli, peel and eat broiled shrimp with chili butter and cilantro, curry goat, and crispy Branzino. Then, just off the Garden District, a small house with a screened-in porch is home to perhaps the best tasting menu experience of our lives. The Mosquito Supper Club is a seasonal Cajun dining experience, open annually from September to June. Through each course, cookbook author and chef Melissa Martin tells the story of fisherfolk and farmers along coastal Louisiana. On this particular night, they were celebrating the 10th anniversary with their original tasting menu, a family-style multi-course meal, the same approach that earned Chef Martin Best Chef honors at the 2022 James Beard Awards. Joining us were Asante Salam, entrepreneur and business marketing coach Tracy Morgan, and LaShonda Pickett-Renee, a policy development and advocacy consultant who currently works with Ashe.
I'm gonna scoop on the way by.
They're so good. I'm like, all I need is that and a bottle of cold white sitting on the deck in the summer.
Yeah.
That's dinner. That's all it needs to be. I would be so happy with that for dinner.
I have a great recipe that I'll share with you that you can doctor up, but like the base of a nice smoked fish dip is.
It's probably inappropriate to drink the broth, but that broth looks like
I don't know if that's inappropriate. Isn't that just called chipino? It's like, if they would just put a big spoon in there instead of the tongs, it would be chipino. You would just,
thank you.
yeah.
The pickled onions plus the smoke.
That's what gives it
plus the roe.
plus the
And
roe.
I like the dry hardiness of it and not so mayonnaise-y, spread. It's really salady like. Right.
I just want
Which
to
I
have
think is
the
lovely too, but-
perpetual and the butter and the biscuit. Like
That butter. Oh, like,
Sounds like dinner.
no, what, D, you gotta go up, remember?
yeah, I feel like I need a facial with that butter.
Listen, I can put it in some places, girl.
And it's moist. I imagine it's moisturizing and creamy.
Mark the time. This is when it starts to slide off into the abyss. Look, more wine.
Oh! Wine selections were expertly paired with each course. Sweet potato biscuits with maple honey butter, smoked whitefish spread, peel and eat shrimp, crawfish bisque with crab-stuffed crawfish heads, fried stuffed crab with feta and pea rice, and a strawberry galette that was frankly orgasmic on the palate. We could have stayed all night.
So people always ask, what's étouffée, what's bisque? What's the difference between bisque, étouffée, and Creole? This is bisque.
Yeah.
It's not étouffée, but it is delicious.
This feels like your town.
It really does.
I'm gonna be the first to say welcome home.
I love
Yes.
it. Just so you understand that the insurance is ridiculously expensive.
Right.
The potholes are all encompassing.
Right.
Amazing.
Half the neighborhoods flood every time it rains because
Yeah.
infrastructure here is like a 300-year-old town,
Right.
200-year-old town.
Permits and licensing don't make sense.
I can only imagine. I mean, there's a number of things, but again, if you can like compartmentalize that and say that's the price we pay for having the experience of living in such a magical, wild, anything goes, but like everybody's accepted. size, shape, piercings, hair, tattoos, like whatever you got is accepted here, celebrated. I think if you can balance that stuff out and find your people, I think that's the other thing too, is I don't think it's hard to find your people here, but boy, when you do, it's like, oh.
You really can get, I don't know, pretty much anywhere in New Orleans in about 20 minutes. And so the fact that we're so close, but also fiercely rooted in identity is something that I don't think is easy to find elsewhere.
Oh, for sure.
And the amalgam of people, culture, language, architecture, the texture of the place, the taste, the feel, the smell is just something you can't get anywhere else. So I do think that the idea of people living in a way that the purpose of living here is not to like have the biggest, most sprawling thing, right? The purpose of living here is having the deepest, most beautiful thing. So whatever that is for you, then you can find it here if it's your place. If it's not your place, then you find another place.
Spit you out.
Yeah, it does spit you out.
Yeah.
Because it'll be a hurricane or something else, you'll be like, I can't do this anymore.
Our conversation eventually turned to the devastation of living through 2021 when Hurricane Ida made landfall in the city.
Thankfully, we haven't had a real direct hit. I mean, Ida obviously was a little bit different, but not Katrina levels. Do you want to know where I was during Ida? At the Minnesota State Fair. And my boyfriend and the 2 dogs were stuck in the house for 4 days because the water came up 6 foot under our house on the North Shore, and it sat for 4 days.
Wow.
Meaning the whole underside of the house was completely ruined, and in fact the foundation twisted a little bit. Hence why the house got totaled. I didn't know you could total a house. You could total a house.
The first day, I drove around looking for gas, looking for candles. We got back to the house. I sat in front of the house. We were in the car for AC because there was no AC.
Sure.
And I sat there and I said,
charging the phones.
Yeah, charging the phones. And I was like, I have options. I was like, there's no way that I need to stay here. I just don't need to be here right now. But what it does also remind me is that there are lots of people who don't have options.
That's what I was gonna say too.
And can't just say, y'all get a suitcase and
We're getting the hell out of here. Yeah.
2025 is going to be the 20-year anniversary of Katrina. And if it were to hit again, do you think the government would react differently? Would they move more quickly to help?
So the conversations that we're in, what does it look like to be sustainable? How to have a battery wall so that you're not at the mercy. How to have your water management in place so that you are not dependent on what the government does or doesn't do. We can only depend on each other. Exactly.
It has taught us that.
We have to count on ourselves, our families, and each other in our neighborhoods and what that means.
It's not a person by person issue. It's a systemic and structural issue. And so even if we have charging stations and little solar whatevers, it's about what the city and the state is willing to invest in the space and in the place and then the people there that in the people.
Ladies, cheers. Thank you. Thank you again.